In this video, I did a one-on-one interview with my student, Anthony Argueta. He hit a $10,000 per month in less than 60 days selling on Amazon as a complete beginner. Today, we're going to be interviewing him for the next 20 to 30 minutes and seeing exactly how he got to here, just in 60 days of selling on Amazon. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, guys, we're here with my guy, Anthony. Anthony, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers?
What's up, guys? My name is Anthony. I'm one of the mentees for Two Nice Profits. Live in Virginia, bro.
Yes, sir. Tell me a bit about yourself. Is this the first business you ever started? Have you had any experience in online business before you started Amazon?
I feel like everybody go through that drop shipping phase, that trading phase. Like I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. But this is the first one I actually took serious. I spent a lot of time on. So I would say it's my first actual business, dude.
So, yeah, a lot of viewers could probably resonate with that too, right? Trying drop shipping, trying trading. Kind of tell me a bit about that.
Well, I had like a month phase for each one, on and off for the past 3 years, where I was like, yeah, dude, I'm a lock in, I'm a lock in, but I was never really stuck with it. Mostly because I feel like I didn't have as much to lose, so I didn't really take it as seriously. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like,
Yeah, how did that why did you decide to lock this always happens, right? People try remote sales, people try all these other different models. Why did you choose to take Amazon more seriously and how did you approach Amazon differently for you to be able to you want to go ahead and tell the viewers, what you've been able to do, how long you
yeah. All right. So basically, I invested into myself, right? And I feel like that was the main motivator I had, was investing into myself. One of my friends actually did this very close to me. My friend that,
Yeah, my viewers, they know Mark. I think
yeah.
a few videos of Mark.
So, me and Mark are friends for a minute. So, obviously that's a proof of concept in itself, right? I didn't really need to build that for myself because I knew it was possible, right? So that's kind of the reason why I took it seriously, because I know it was something I can actually do.
Yeah.
And if he could do it, why can't I do it? Right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, then I kind of just been with him every day, learning together. So it's been a pretty nice experience. I just hit 10K, and it's only been like what, 2 months? So
Wait, 2 months.
pretty
And
good,
the
dude.
thing, you know, what you said is you said I think you called it. I don't know if we took a video or something, but you called that you were gonna be doing, 10K per month. Like, you said you do 10K per month. You said you were gonna hit it faster than Mark. Did you not say that?
I think I did.
I think I did. Maybe we might add that video, but kinda tell me what your life looked like before you started Amazon. Were you working a job? Like, what were you kinda doing, man?
All right. So I used to be an athlete, right? I used to play soccer. School was never really for me, right? As a person, I never had good grades in high school. I was gonna be honest with you guys, because I'm all about honesty, right? I graduated with a 1.7 GPA, right? I was bottom of the class.
Point 3.
Exactly. Bottom of the class, bottom of everything, right? I'm like, fuck, I need to do something with my life. Can I cuss on this? Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
We want guys, here, we wanna be as authentic as possible, right?
Okay.
So
I got you. But yeah, so, I graduated bottom of the class, whatever. But it's always been in my family to start some sort of side hustle or some sort of full-time business, right? My grandpa came from Mexico and immediately started reselling cars, everything he could find, right? So I'm like, I kind of want to carry on that legacy, right? So I feel like it was an extra push I had to actually, take the next leap in my life and, actually lock in and start my own something for myself. You know what I mean?
yeah, and kind of would you have any fears? Did you have any doubts? I remember you said when you invested into yourself, you were like, "Man, I'm really like," I remember we had that conversation. I was like,
Yeah.
we had you invested into yourself, you didn't have any proof of concept, you didn't see any sales, and you were just like, "Wow, like I'm now I have to go all in." So kind of just about how you were feeling when we jumped on the call 2 months ago, and you were like, "And I have to spend X amount of money on a mentorship. I have to make sure." Tell us about that.
So honestly, like, just to be completely honest, I'm not gonna like I wouldn't say I was down bad, but I was really eager and really like excited to jump on the idea of starting something. That when I actually hopped on that initial call with you, I had the most dopamine flowing through me. Like I was just ready to go. And I knew the reason why I wanted to send the payment like as fast as I can, start as fast as I can, because I knew if I thought about it for too long, it wouldn't have never happened.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like a big factor is if you guys ever get in that, those nights where like I need to do, I need to do, I need to do, like, don't waste it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's motivation you need to actually get started, and it's really like a good thing to have.
Some people were like overthink themselves into
Exactly. Exactly.
They go through, they're like, okay, this makes sense for me. I have the money to invest. I have the time. I know the job that I'm working right now, if I keep working it, if I keep doing the same thing every single day, then I'm going to be stuck getting the same, outputs. If I don't change my inputs, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results.
Exactly.
So sometimes, when you are uncomfortable, you want to change, you want to do something, you have to get uncomfortable. You understand that that's the step that you need to take. Sometimes when you think about it for too long, like a couple of days, you overthink yourself out of that situation. But that's a decision that's going to change everything for you.
Exactly. And that's kind of why I jumped on the idea so fast, because I knew that if I thought about it for too long, what would happen?
And how did you kind of even know about Two Nice Profits, me as an Amazon creator? How did you kind of even know about me?
So honestly, bro, just mutual friends we have, bro. We have the same, we live in the same area, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
you guys don't know. So it's kind of just like mutual friends. So I kind of had that trust of like, okay, like, if my friends say it's okay, like, I fully trust my friends that it's okay. Like, it's just a matter of it's up to me at this point.
And how is so you know Mark, obviously. How is the people in Two Nice Profits have kind of like inspired you, or how has the community kind of been in your journey, in your development at the actual Amazon store in your first 2 months?
I would say the wins chat. So there's a win section in our chat. Like I used to wake up every morning. Like I'm talking smack 6 a.m. Look at that, and then just go on about my day. Right, it was a great start to my day. Right. I start off my day doing two things. Right, I check my bank account and I check the wins chat. Right, or just whatever I want to do for that day, and that's my motivation throughout the morning. Because obviously the morning is the hardest part of someone's day. Probably is getting up and actually doing all the work.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say that's definitely like us a big motivator. Is just the community in that wins chat.
And then another thing is what like a lot of people, I post tons of valuable YouTube videos. There's people watch my YouTube videos and gotten results, right? There's tons of people that are watching this right now. What kind of made you choose mentorship instead of kind of trying alone?
Because I don't want to waste time. I know that if I, did it alone with no guidance, I probably still would have been in the learning phase right now, right? Whereas if I can expedite the process, time is money, right? I would happily invest into myself if I can make, if I could triple, quadruple, 5x the time, I'll get my money back. You know what?
A lot of people kind of don't understand that concept. It's like opportunity cost. It's like, do you want to be in the learning curve for like 4 to 5, 6 months? Like,
Exactly.
you want to be, get over the learning curve in about 2, 3 weeks, and then be month 2, month 3, you're actually making money. Like
Exactly.
month 2, what are you at right now?
I think right now 12,000, 12 and a half.
12,000, and in what, your second month selling on Amazon?
Exactly.
And what are we trying to do December wise?
20, 25,000 at least. I could probably do push for more,
I
but
mean,
I like 20, 20. Exactly.
we've seen crazier. But what has kind of been the biggest shift in your mindset?
I say procrastination, dude. I feel like procrastination is something that I've struggled with a lot. So, just having that, wake up, seeing everybody's results and thinking, if I'm not doing the work, someone else is doing it. You know what I mean? So
100%.
that's definitely been something that,
Can you kind of go more in depth? Because I know when I started my business, I struggled with procrastination. I know these people watching it right now, the viewers, they're kind of struggling. And we all struggle with procrastination. Because so could you kind of give us some stuff that you do to? I know you're still actively fighting it. Could you give us some tips on how a newer entrepreneur could, get over procrastination?
yeah, for sure, dude. Like, to you who's watching this, right? Dude, you're not getting any younger, right? There's going to be a time 6 months from now when you're like, damn, I should started this 6 months ago because you probably would have already been making your money back and more, right? It's just like when I think of procrastination, something like that helped me really get over it was just thinking about how, my parents are getting older, I'm getting older, right? Just like, where's kind of the ROI or like
It's an urgency.
a sense of urgency?
Especially you're from ethnic, like your parents are third world immigrants, right?
Yeah, from Mexico, yeah, Mexico's third world, yeah.
Yeah, same thing. It's like my parents came here on the boat, right? They're getting old. They came here on a boat. They came here to work as hard to give us a good opportunity. If I'm sitting here 19, 20 with all the energy in the world, there's AI, there's so many online businesses you could start with. You only need a couple of thousands of dollars, even sometimes even less. There's so much opportunity. We're in the land of opportunity. We're really gonna get procrastination let us stop us. That was the biggest issue for me.
Same.
Right? I used to come home and I would see my mom come home from work tired and I'm on the couch scrolling. Like 2 to 3 years ago, my dad's coming home at 12:30.
Yeah.
He's tired. He can't even talk to us and everything. He's just trying to pay the bills. I'm seeing my parents struggling and I'm like, if I don't do anything, if I don't sacrifice and I don't actually take action, I'm gonna go through that too.
Exactly.
Right? So I would 100%, especially ethnic, like if you're from an ethnic family, even if you're from, parents were born here and everything, seeing your parents get old, right? When you have all this energy, right? You're in the prime. If you're like 16 to like 35, you have the young energy. So many distractions out there, but 100% procrastination, getting over that.
Definitely.
And Anthony, wouldn't you say it's like it's not just a one mindset shift and like you get over procrastination? Like me 3 years into business, I'm still fighting procrastination. Maybe I just got better at fighting it, but it's a fight that we have to fight every single morning, right?
Exactly. And that's kind of where you build your own systems as a person personally to get you through that hard phase. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's different for every person. I can't sit there and tell you this is gonna work. This is gonna work, right? It's just, you got to figure it out on your own, but you actually got to do it.
100%. And the only way you can understand and the only way you can actually take action on that is you actually, show up and try, right? We obviously talked about procrastination. We talked about stern. What would you say to the person that just hasn't got like analysis paralysis? They haven't gotten started yet. They've been seeing all the resources. They know people are making money online. They've seen people like Mark. I mean, okay, you were in the same position. You didn't start 2 months ago, right? How long did you know about online business and Amazon before 2 months ago?
Like
1 month, 6 months, right? Now imagine, right? I mean, we can't go back in time. Imagine if you started 6 months ago. Where would
50K months, 50K months, but
100K month, 50 to 100K month, right? I mean, obviously, thank God we got started 10K month. We're going to hit 30, 40 next month. But kind of tell us a bit, what do you have to say to that person that's he's going to watch this video. He's going to see your results. He's seen Mark's results. He's seen Donald's results. He's seen Jarik's. You could put them all on the screen. What do you have to kind of say to that person that just hasn't gotten started yet?
you gotta build your own motivation, right? Build a foundation for your own motivation, right? I can't sit here and tell you, for us, I can't sit here and tell you start, 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 because at the end of the day, you're your own person. You make your own decisions, right? You need to build those systems that factor into your decision making to actually go ahead and get started, right? So that's kind of how I think of it. I don't know if that really made sense, but I hope it did.
I always jump on the calls. First thing I do when I jump on the Two Nice calls, I'm like, you're gonna have motivation right now, but what is your motivation? What is your inputs gonna look like week? I told you that when we had a call. I was like, Anthony, I know you're excited, right? What are your inputs going to look like week 4, week 5, week 7? Now that was the thing I was looking for.
Mm.
Everybody could be motivated in their first 10 to 14 days of starting, but the biggest thing is just don't go too hard. Like just literally show up every single day and put in inputs. And those days where you kind of don't feel like it, but you still have to put the inputs in. What is your why? What is the thing that motivates you? For me, it was always, like we said, seeing my mom, my dad, coming home from work tired. They made all this sacrifice for us. Like, they used to pay for my AAU basketball. They used to like put stuff on credit cards just to like, help us even when they weren't in the right financial situation. So being able to give back to them right now that's my why.
Exactly.
And everybody's why is going to be different. And that's the biggest thing. It's, you're not going to feel motivated every single day.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to feel motivated. Just having those systems and everything, that's going to be the biggest part. And what was the kind of hardest side that you felt with Amazon? Like, what is the hardest thing you faced in Amazon? And how did you kind of get over it?
To be honest with you, I didn't really have any single like hard point in Amazon where it's like, fuck, like I can't do this. But what I would say is just the hardest part for Amazon for me as a person was just separating myself from my old habits from my new habits, right? From my old friend group to a new friend, not my own new friend group, but a different set of people, right? I would say like Amazon definitely taught me a lot about that kind of stuff. Obviously finding products, all that stuff, like, it's all struggles, but I've dealt with struggles my whole life. It's not something I'm gonna like go ahead and bitch about, sit and pout about. But I would definitely say just transition between who I was and who I am.
100%. A lot of people, it's not really about the logistics. It's not really about ungating your product research.
Yeah.
Kind of more about like the mentality, how you kind of approach it day to day, the belief system, right? Like not letting the limiting beliefs take over. So I 100% agree with what you say. It's not the logistical stuff. The logistical stuff, we have resources.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that. It's more of showing up every single day, staying consistent, don't letting the limiting beliefs, don't get distracted. Like, I've noticed a lot of people, some people in a program, they get to 10, 20K and they get kind of comfortable, right? They get distracted. They do like, okay, I did 10, 20K. Instead of scaling, doubling down on that, they kind of go to the next thing or something like that. So it's new struggles every single level, right? There's going to be more distraction, there's going to be more things. So I 100% agree on you in that. Did you make any mistakes early on in your Amazon journey?
I mean, I did made a few mistakes, beginner mistakes, buying too much, buying too little. But nothing that I'm not gonna correct within the next purchase I make. You know what I mean? So it's obviously a learning curve. But when you have resources ahead of you that show you literally what to do, there's no reason why you shouldn't succeed. Like that's just what I think.
And did you sourcing wise, did you have any issues with that? How did the program kind of help you just get over the whole Amazon? Because there is a learning curve.
Yeah.
Learning how to do product research, keep a product, all that good stuff. How did the program Two Nice Profits kind of help you, get over that learning curve and start making sales, fast as an Amazon seller?
Yeah. So I feel like what really did help me the most when it comes to just, getting over that learning curve was definitely the people, the mentors in the program in itself, right? Just, what, 3 people that I kind of talk to every day, Adam, you yourself, people like Bach, all of them, great people that always have helped me out since when I first started. So I feel like whenever I had a question, they were there, literally there to kind of just guide me through it. You know what I mean? So it was nothing really like too hard. So nothing was really super hard.
And the biggest thing was kind of just getting the feedback loops, right? Having feedback loops like, okay, You send a couple of products in, we review them for you. Don't buy from Walmart third-party sellers. Offer count is rising up. We're kind of late on this listing. What do we kind of need to do differently to stop sourcing products like this or focusing on auto and all that good stuff, right? You just expedited the whole process. And I feel like a reason why you've gotten success so fast is you would take advice and you would move just like that. Like literally just you would like the inputs and the feedback loops, you would take it and implement it literally the next hour. It wouldn't be days, it would be literally the next hour.
Yeah, what they did.
Speed, right? Having a sense of urgency, I think that's a big reason on why you were able to, get to 10K so fast. What mindset should someone have to kind of succeed with Amazon?
Mindset? I feel like a very dedicated mindset is kind of needed because it's not easy work, right? You need to be strong-minded. You need to be, dedicated to actually, building out your brand and your business, right? So I definitely feel like dedication is a big factor in it, right? Lazy people are not going to succeed in this, like, in life in general. That's just my opinion. In life, if you're lazy, you're not going to like, whether it's just working a 9 to 5, you're going to be lazy at your 9 to 5. Whether it's just starting a business, you're definitely not going to succeed in that. So I feel like laziness is like the killing factor when it comes to most people. And that's something that I used to struggle with growing up. So talking from experience.
100% agree. I feel like, when people reach out, they're going to be like, hey man, is Amazon FBA easy money? Am I going to get rich quick? I'm like, nope. You're going to get consistent income. You're going to be able to have something that you could build every single day, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not in the business of selling people dreams, right? We're going to build you, we're going to give you the systems, we're going to give you everything that you need to do. And your work ethic, the inputs that you put in, that's what you're going to get out, right? That's a dream, like literally. So if someone's kind of on the fence about joining, what would you kind of tell them?
If you yourself truly believe that you can make it happen, there's no reason not to join, right? If you have those doubts of, oh, I don't have the time for this, I don't have time for this, that's really just your own self stopping yourself from succeeding. That's just kind of how I feel about it. If you're on the fence about it, like, I don't know what to say to you, bro. Like, there's not really a reason not to be. It's either you do or you don't.
Every single time I do these videos, I think I've done like 10, 15 of these testimonial videos, student videos. I've gotten the same result. I'm like, what do you have for the viewers, right? That you could tell the viewers? It's always the same thing. Just get started. Get started. So just do it. For any last message for the viewers, if you want to have one thing, one piece of advice, let's just say you were watching this video, you haven't gotten started yet. What would you tell them to help them, get as much value from this video?
I just feel like I could be considered an example of someone who started from nothing and actually built something, right? I feel like you could probably, go on my Instagram, go find it and you'll see I literally started off without a desk.
So you documented everything.
I know. I literally started off working without a desk to work on. My printer was on a chair. I was literally sitting on the floor, like packing orders, right? And now I have systems, right? I have my entire warehouses in my warehouse. My basement is literally a warehouse. I have 2 desks. I have a setup now. Like, you just see me build out literally what I can create. And if I can do it, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it either.
Oh yeah, 100%. Kind of tell me a bit. What is your plans for the next 6 months? Like I always like to say this because we do these videos for 10K a month. We do 30K a month, and we do it for I think 100K a month. When should we see you back for the 30K a month?
Dude, I mean, you're probably gonna see me next month for real.
Next month, like they're gonna see you next month. They're gonna be a regular.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be here every month. Every single time it's me and Bull. But for the next 6 months, longevity wise,
Yeah.
dude, I would love to have a warehouse. But then the next 6 months,
I mean, aren't you kind of thinking right now? Like, you're trying to move fast, right?
I want to get over that, because I feel like obviously there's a difference between being too risky and moving too fast and moving stupidly and putting yourself in a different setting and actually succeeding, right? I feel like if I put myself in a setting where I had to succeed, knowing myself as a person, I know I'm going to succeed, right?
And you kind of already got in proof of concept for that.
Exactly.
Right?
So I just
You kind
know
of already like 2 months ago, you invested a good sum of money into yourself, and you've already made that back in 2 months with skills, with systems, with a group of people that want to literally see you win every single day. A group of people that, if you look at the wins chat, you'll literally see them winning every single day.
exactly
So when are we going to be seeing you next for the 30K a month video?
next month.
Next month?
The goal. That's the goal. I'm going all in next month.
Let's do it, brother. All right, guys, pretty much the end of the interview. If you guys want to scale one-on-one, you guys want to learn from us, you guys want to join Two Nice Profits and be in a community of like-minded people who want to get 1% better every single time. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you don't even know where to start. Click the Calendly link in the bio to see if we can help you start or scale your Amazon business $10,000 per month or more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys like and comment. I'll see you guys.